This is shaping up to be an excellent matchup today versus the Cardinals, and I wanted to bring something to your attention. Yes, we are on a sack watch for Aiden Hutchinson the rest of the season, and today, look, this game is shaping up to be Tampa number 2. And what I mean by that is the sack potential. It could be fast and furious, lightning quick explosion all over this defensive line. It could be a violent day for the receiving end of the Arizona Cardinals. But let's talk about it for just a moment here. What exactly am I talking about? Well, the official word on the availability for veteran right tackle Kelvin Beachum won't come yet till a little bit of this afternoon. But the Cardinals went ahead and covered Kelvin Beachum yesterday by 2 practice squad elevations. Now, earlier in the week, Beachum suffered a hamstring injury that landed him on the questionable side of the report on Friday afternoon. There has been no change, but whenever a player does not practice on Friday, that is usually a less than 30% chance that that player is going to suit up on Sunday. They have a little bit better of an opportunity for Monday, but this game is Sunday. So, again, for protection, the Cardinals elevated 2 tackles ahead of today's matchup. And they did this yesterday. So that kind of gives you an idea that maybe things aren't headed in the right direction for Beachum. Both Jackson Barton and Charlie Heck will be active for the game today versus the Detroit Lions. Look, this is leaving a decent chance. Beachum, like I said, who hurt his hamstring in practice earlier in the week, that did not practice on Friday, that he will be out when this final report hits here in just a few hours. What does this mean? How does this affect the Detroit Lions, especially Aiden Hutchinson and the sack watch? Well, Beachum was already the number 2 right tackle that the Cardinals were rolling with in last week's game. And starter Jonah Williams was on injured reserve with a knee injury after week 1. So delving into, a third string starter, it's just not ideal in any situation, especially having to do it against this Detroit Lions defensive front line right now. Could be a huge problem. I'm expecting it to be a big problem. As Aiden Hutchinson obviously is coming off of a record performance for himself, 4.5 sack game against Tampa Bay, and he has done the majority of that work against, backup tackles this season. It's proved last week that any time a team has to start a second or third tier quality tackle against Aiden Hutchinson, that he can wreak havoc, he can take advantage of the situation, and that is leading to more success for him personally. Now, the Detroit Lions still lost the game. So there's some other things to be said here about getting sacks, and the sacks help you win games. Well, in that case, it didn't. Sometimes you need a little bit more than just some sacks and some gaudy stat lines to win football games. Now, should Beachum not play, which is clearly trending that he will not be, Jackson Barton would be the expected starter. Now, having been with the Cardinals this entire offseason, he has the most experience in the Cardinals system headed into today's game. Now, Beachum played marginally okay in Williams' absence last week against the Rams. Now, when the Cardinals, they put up nearly 500 yards last week against the Rams, but a lot of that came, earlier in the game. Now, Beachum made his 150th career start in that game. So he was a part of the progress, right? He was part of why, the Cardinals were having success, but it was not a great day for him either. The other elevation potential is Charlie Heck, who is an absolute monster at 6'8", listed on various websites all the way up to 323 pounds. However, he was just signed after Jonah Williams was injured after week 1, and Charlie Heck has had only 21 starts at tackle in his NFL career, and he's been around for about 4 or 5 seasons now, so it's really not saying much for his ability against what would be Aiden Hutchinson. Even though he's 6'8", big man, I still don't think it's going to faze Aiden at all. The difference this week, big difference, is the Detroit Lions will have, of course, DJ Reader playing in more snaps than what he did last week. Ali McNeil, who's played a myriad of roles, this season, but playing just fine. And of course, Marcus Davenport, who will be back this week which is a big addition to this defensive line, which obviously means the Cardinals are going to have to protect both sides and the interior. They just don't have the manpower. They don't. And even if they did, I don't know of many offensive lines that are going to be able to hang with this defensive line when healthy. Now, here's the difference for me. When the Lions are healthy up front, and even when Davenport was out last week, the Lions were able to get more quick pressure on Mayfield, or any opposing quarterback. But Baker last week, they were able to get more quick pressure. At least Aiden was able to get a few extra quick pressures. Now, this week will be especially critical against Kyler Murray, who has been one of the best, if not the best, quarterback through the first 2 weeks. And it's really not a secret that Aiden Hutchinson tends to finish with a sack more often than not when he does get quick pressure. It's the delayed pressure, that he's applying, when he's arriving late to the pocket, which often culminates in Aiden either losing integrity, gap integrity, or losing an opportunity and allowing the dual threat, or mobile quarterback to escape out of the pocket and gain big yards. We can't see that this week, but I do want to mention quick pressure is an actual stat. It is one of the many pressure stats that are tracked. And being that it's a trackable metric, it means really that the D-line is forcing the quarterback to make a bad decision, or they're affecting the throw, or that the quarterback has to move off of their spot in less than 2.5 seconds. Now, as we've seen time to throw stats through the first couple of weeks, 2.5 seconds is very quick. Jared Goff has had roughly 2.68, where Kyler Murray has had roughly 3.1 seconds through the first couple of weeks. And that's largely because he's able to move around. He's able to extend plays. He's able to make off-schedule throws. That can happen this week against the Detroit Lions, and I'm not expecting it to happen. But let's just be honest here. These backups are not starter quality. This is a second opportunity that Aiden is going to be able to go up against inferior, in my opinion, offensive linemen to his defensive prowess, right? I mean, Aiden is far and above the competition level right now that is going to be on the field again this week. This is a huge opportunity. The Detroit Lions have to be poised to take advantage of every opportunity that they get this week and next week and the week after. I understand there's a bye week coming up, but the point is we should have won the game last week. You have to take advantage of these opportunities, and you can't let the little things hurt you. Aiden is getting very favorable matchups for the second week in a row. He has to take advantage of it. My only concern is that Aiden is gunning for sacks. He needs to stay disciplined. The sacks will come. Let's win the game. If the game is out of control and the Lions are up by a lot, absolutely you can play a little bit more free, have a little bit more fun, try to get in there and get after Kyler Murray. But man, just win the game. But the sack watch is legit again this week. Here's my prediction. If the Cardinals have to start their third tackle in as many games, Aiden Hutchinson will clean up on the day with at least 2.5 sacks. But I also believe everybody across that defensive line is going to have an opportunity to get something today. Marcus Davenport will at least have 1.5. I think the DJ Reader is going to collapse the pocket with Aleem McNeil, and together they're going to grab 1 or 2. So it's going to be a day where they're going to share in the riches and the fruits of their labor together. Detroit Lions are going to win this game going away. And Aiden Hutchinson on the sack watch is going to have another incredible day. All right, go One Pride, go Detroit Lions. We'll see y'all here in just a couple hours. Right back here doing the live play-by-play game stream. And yes, we are going to be raffling away and giving away some Detroit Lions merchandise today. It is going to be available on buymeacoffee.com/rockdown. You can check out all of the Rockdown Cancer Foundation raffles there. But today, none other than JMO, Waymo, Williams, jersey will be given away. Check us out today at 3:25 p.m. right back here on Rockdown Detroit Lions. Take care. Go One Pride. We'll see you soon.